Welcome back to Wrestling World. Today we're going to dive back into the Aaliyah Mysterio and Murphy storyline because a lot of things are happening both inside and outside of the ring. So, as much as some of the fans despise it, this storyline is still continuing. Although it doesn't seem like Rey Mysterio vs. Seth Rollins is the main focus of the story anymore. Sure, the whole background of the story is still Mysterio vs. Rollins, but Aaliyah Mysterio and Murphy have really been pushed into the forefront as the new main focus for this storyline. Aaliyah and Murphy's relationship is the new centerpiece of the story, and everything we see in the coming weeks is going to happen because of their relationship. So let's go over what we got this past week. Aaliyah and Murphy walk out to the ring with the intention of him apologizing for what he's done to the Rey Mysterio family. They get out to the ring, but they're interrupted by Seth Rollins. Rollins is going on about how he'll forgive Murphy for everything, and he also talks to Aaliyah, saying that he knows she's seen the light, and realizes that Rollins isn't the bad guy in this situation. Rey Mysterio just keeps forcing his hand. Seth goes on to call her brother, Dominic, a coward, but Rollins gets attacked by Dominic. Murphy protects Aaliyah in the corner from the chaos in the ring. However, Dominic goes up to Murphy and shoved him, causing Murphy to take Dominic down. Rey Mysterio comes to make the save and tells Aaliyah to come with them because they're leaving. But Aaliyah stands her ground and doesn't leave with Rey and Dominic. While Rey and Dominic were walking up to the ramp, we got that big reveal of Aaliyah and Murphy's kiss. We also saw Seth, Rey, and Dominic's live reactions to the big moment. Rey and Dominic were absolutely disgusted, but Seth Rollins seemed very surprisingly happy. Seth knows that this is only going to drive the Mysterio family even more apart, and that's all he really wants. That's his main goal. It's hard to tell where exactly they're going with this. Aaliyah obviously won't be getting into the ring and competing at least for a few years, but maybe her heel turn will continue to get even more dark. Maybe she lets Seth Rollins influence her to do some bad things to Rey Mysterio and Dominic. That's definitely still on the table. It's crazy to see what's going on right now because we all joked about this during Aaliyah's first appearance in the summer. Everyone wondered why Rey Mysterio would bring his daughter to Monday Night Raw, considering the last few months he had at Raw. And well, now look at the new situation and dilemma he's in with Aaliyah. It's good to note for all other WWE superstars, learn from Rey Mysterio and leave all your family members at home. Rey Mysterio had this to say about Aaliyah. I don't think she's thinking. She's now put herself in a very bad situation. She's 19, my baby girl, and my princess. The last thing I want to see is for her to be in a relationship with someone who has hurt her family. She came here to support Dominic because he was kicking off his career with WWE. And unfortunately, all that just turned out into a mess. I have to get to the bottom of this situation. I'm not sure if she's being manipulative or if she truly has feelings for Murphy. I have to understand exactly where all this began and how. I'm still bumping heads with my wife, who has been understanding of their relationship with Murphy, but I'm being the man of the house. So as always, Rey Mysterio gave us a lot to work with and break down. Rey gave us the reaction of his wife, Angie. Angie has appeared on television for a few times over the last few weeks, but was basically mute for the entire time. We didn't get a single word out of Angie, so it was hard to tell where she stood with all of this. But like Rey Mysterio revealed right there, Angie seems to be understanding of Aaliyah's love for Murphy, and she's also telling Rey to back off of Aaliyah and let her be. But Rey knows it's wrong and thinks Aaliyah is with a man that's bad and that has hurt his family. That's why Rey and Angie are colliding. They have completely opposite views of the situation. Rey also made me think of something else. What if Aaliyah is going really undercover and faking this entire relationship with Murphy just to get closer to the mastermind, Seth Rollins, and really take down his entire operation while pretending to be on his side? As much as I love that theory and would like to see that play out, I think something like that is way too complex for WWE's writing to pull off. WWE usually sticks with the basic route, so there's likely nothing too deep going on here. Aaliyah is just tired of being under her father's control, and in wanting to feel free and independent, she started to fall for Murphy. That seems like the basic story, and they're sticking with it here. And I don't really expect any twists, but I definitely would love to see one. I do think Ray came off as a bit over the top when he told Aaliyah to come with them and leave on SmackDown. The way he said it really made me think Aaliyah was a little kid, so you could sort of see and feel what Aaliyah was talking about. But I'm still on Ray's side here. We all knew where this was going the second that Aaliyah put her hand on Murphy's shoulder to check on him all those months ago. We all knew it would lead up to this. But one thing we've been saying from the start is how much it didn't make any sense. Aaliyah was at home watching Seth Rollins and Murphy destroy her father and brother every single week. How can she even feel anything for Murphy? She even came to Raw and hit Murphy with a kendo stick 90 times. But then the following week, she starts feeling bad for Murphy. Things got a little shaky there, story-wise. But Murphy did come up to Aaliyah and apologize directly to her, so maybe he cleaned his slate there. Like Ray said, it's hard to know what's going through Aaliyah's mind. Is she truly in love with Murphy, or is she just getting with him to be a rebel and go outside her father? That's the real question here. I do feel like we have to start hearing more from Aaliyah soon because we have to hear her full explanation on how this all came to be. I also wouldn't mind if Aaliyah and Murphy carry their storyline outside of WWE and onto social media. Posting pictures together on social media will really add more content to the storyline and will likely convince the casual viewers that they really are together. It's also interesting to note that, yeah, Aaliyah didn't go with Rey Mysterio on SmackDown, but she still lives at home with them. So how exactly does that work when she's doing all this stuff on TV to go against her family, but then at the end of the day, she's still living with them at home? That's a bit strange, story-wise. If you want to make the story even more crazy, have Aaliyah say that she's moving out and staying at Murphy's from now on. I think that'll be perfect and solve all those issues of her living at home with her family. What better way to show that she's truly done with her family than just getting up and moving in with Murphy? That'll make perfect sense and will only enrage Rey Mysterio even more. It'll really put some urgency to the entire situation and make Rey and Dom really go after Aaliyah to save her. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly Aaliyah's character does from here on out because she's got her wish. She's independent and away from her father's control. So what will her first move be? We'll have to see. Aaliyah is still on a limited contract, but telling by what we're seeing right now, she could be a reoccurring character from here on out because she's playing such a crucial role to that story. But what are your thoughts on this situation with Aaliyah Mysterio and Murphy? Leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.